we will call the November 21st Park Board meeting to order. Do a roll call, please.
Barry,
Here.
Steve,
Here.
Brad,
Here.
Corey,
Here.
Bo,
Here.
Shanda, here, David.
Here.
Okay, let's move on to approval of minutes for the October 17th meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve. Looks like the minutes of the last meeting aren't in here. Can we just put those on next agenda and we'll approve 2 months? Okay,
Sorry for that, gentlemen.
that's
And
right.
Shanda.
Financial update?
Yeah, hi. The first item on there is the Epping Springbrook water testing reimbursement. Just kind of give you a quick recap of how that went. This has already been submitted. We're just waiting for the funds to come back. In total, we'll receive, and I'll round off numbers here, $5,800. Just short of 1,000 of that, we will end up reimbursing to the Soil Conservation District. Their staff did the water sampling on the lake. And then so they get reimbursed for their time and then the postage to mail in those water samples. So the remaining 4,850 will come to us. Just short of $3,000 of that is being reimbursed for my time, and then the remaining $1,900 is us being reimbursed for gas, supplies, and then postage to mail in the water sampling. So that's all been submitted, and I expect to receive that all those funds here shortly. And this was a 2-year program, and we ended up using about 40% of the funds from the 2-year budget. So it'll be similar again next year, and we'll do the same thing. Moving on, item 2 there is the Outdoor Heritage Fund LG Sonic reimbursement. The total cost of the buoys we purchased, which I did mention we did receive finally, the total cost was $175,895. The Outdoor Heritage Fund actually covers 75% of that cost. So we'll be receiving. This is again also been submitted and waiting on our check to return. We'll receive $131,921.25 back for that. The one other thing I did confirm with LG Sonic is there is an annual operations and maintenance fee, for all the testing and the support. That's a $10,000 fee. The first year is supposed to be covered. I did confirm that this year did not count as the first year. So next year will be covered. So it wouldn't have been if maybe it's better savings wise, because I know I personally want to get in the water and use them, but I don't know how much useful they would have been putting them in September. So probably best that we didn't put them in the water and in the long run. But we'll be ready to go with that. Like I said, just waiting on that $130,000 check. It's all been submitted. Both of those last 2 items, the reimbursement forms have been included in your packet. I'd entertain any questions on either of those 2 items if anyone has any.
Okay, other financial stuff?
The only other item is just just put on there is the financial statement, up-to-date financial statement that's October's financial statement. And if anyone has any questions, I can go through any of that.
Okay, any questions on the financials? Okay, moving on to new business.
First one is open board position. We do have, Brad Hinchin's board position that's coming open in the month of December. That's a 3-year term. It was advertised, HR had that advertised, and Brad has indicated that he would, like to stay on for that position. There were no other applicants for that position. We, the county commission, I think the next meeting is at December 5th. The county commission will appoint that position if it's what this board's wishes, what they want to do. If they want to recommend Brad to continue, we can pass that on to the commission.
Okay, is there such a motion?
I'll make that a motion to get to discussion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
I'll second for discussion.
Okay, moved and seconded to recommend to appoint Brad for this position. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Shanda,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
and Brad.
Yes.
Okay, 2024 meeting dates.
The 2024 meeting dates are listed in your packet. They are all the third Tuesday of the month at 9 a.m. All of them are following a county commission meeting. I did mention in the one I do have a conflict on the March one. I think we should leave it on there, and we'll if we have business we need to attend to. I may need to be in remotely. I'll be out of town for that one, but we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get there. It's my recommendation that we go with the status quo, go with the meetings at third Tuesday of the month at 9 a.m.
Okay, anybody have any cause for concern? Do we need a motion to approve these? Yeah. Okay, entertain that motion for approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll approve.
Okay, and seconded, any discussion on the motion to approve 2024 meeting dates?
Would it be possible to bump it up to 8:30? And if the commission meeting runs long, well, then park board will just be later rather than having to wait for an hour, or just a thought. Nope. Or
I don't think it sounds like a bad idea.
Is that an amendment then, Barry, to that? No, I mean, it's up,
that was part of the discussion. I don't know. What do you guys think? Or is it worthwhile? Or
Yes.
If you were to make that an amendment, I would probably second it, maybe.
so moved?
okay.
Second.
Amending the motion to strike 9 a.m. and insert 8:30. Maker of the motion's okay with that?
Yep, that's good with me.
Brad, second, okay.
Very good, thanks.
All right. Any further discussion on park board meeting dates, scheduled for 8:30 instead of 9? Any other discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Bo,
Yes.
Shanda,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Corey.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Section 319 grant.
Yep, I applied for the 319 grant. This is the EPA grant for the water quality at Epping Springbrook Dam. First, quick, I guess when I say applied, I actually applied for the draft. The timeline for the 319 grant is November 1st was the draft project deadline. It'll now go to the state. They have a committee at the state that will review it, come back. They'll spend the month of December reviewing it, commenting on it, and then they'll send it back to me. in January with their comments provided. The final proposal date will be in March. I guess I should say I've been working very closely with the Department of Environmental Quality. Their staff down there is very helpful. They're very confident that this project will be approved and pushed on to the next step. So they've been helping me a lot with it. But anyways, the final proposal will then be due in March. In April, the state will review the final proposal, and then by the end of April, it'll be submitted to the federal EPA, and then they award them in May or June. And then it is a 4.5-year program. There is also options if it goes well and we're able to disperse money out to landowners and producers, that potentially 2 years in, we could reapply already and get going more if it becomes a really, really good program. You don't want to, promise the world that we're going to be able to find millions of dollars worth of landowners that want to do these projects. So I followed a lot of their advice to help me a lot with the funding amounts and so forth. So then the final approval would be in May and June, and then we'd really start this program in the third quarter of 2024. Just some rough ideas. Again, I said it's a 4.5-year program. Over the 4.5 years, from the federal 319 funds would be just short of $210,000. The landowners, it's a 60-40 match across the board. So for any project that was ended up doing on a landowner or producer, they would pay 40%. The EPA would pay 60%. Some of the projects we'd be looking at doing would be cover crops, fencing to improve grazing practices, things along those lines. The federal funds, I said, was just short of $210,000. The landowner match would be $64,000. This is across all projects. And then Williams County's match would be $75,000, or just short of $76,000. The large majority of that is my salary, because it's my time. Over the project, it's estimated. We estimated that it would be the funding came from an idea of 20% of my time over that period, which I think is pretty reasonable. Basically my time will be spent encouraging landowners and producers to use this program, whether that's going out to meeting with them individually. We've also budgeted to do multiple different ways to reach out to them, both mailer, newsletters, quarterly newsletters that we both mail out, and then we also have an email version that we send out, marketed on our website, things along those lines. I think that the state, the Department of Environmental Quality, was really excited that we were doing this. It's not a program that's done a lot in North Dakota right now. Blacktail Dam, currently the Blacktail Dam, that watershed up there, does do it. That's because of that saltwater spill they had, I don't know, we must be getting close to a decade ago now. But from that saltwater spill, so they're part of that program. But other than that, hasn't really been done a lot up in our area. So it's a good program, statewide, it's millions and millions of dollars every year. So a good program for us to get started doing. I think it benefits us in that, it does, like I said, it does, it helps our lake. It's a lake that we from day one, I said I really wanted to try those buoys, but I didn't believe I believe that was just maybe just a Band-Aid to help us. It wasn't going to fix the core problem, and this is the thing that helps fix the core problem. So it was a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of work. It was 17 or 18 pages. It was like I was back in college writing papers. And it was, but it was a lot of help from Lindsay and a lot of help from the EPA. So we got that done, and glad we got through that first step, that first deadline.
So you need approval from us for this letter?
Yep, I do. It did include a letter in there. We've gotten letters of support from multiple different entities already. Game and Fish, Soil Conservation District. Kelly's gonna write one Kelly Leo's gonna write one. I've got a couple others already. Upper Missouri Bible Camp. We've asked for one from the county commission as well. Just letters of support to include in our application. But yes, I would need a motion to approve that letter of support.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, support the
Okay.
letter.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the letter that's in your packet? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Shanda,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo.
Yes.
All right, thank you. The Holiday Lights Parade, for the second year in a row, Williams County Parks will have a float in the Holiday Lights Parade. That'll be this Friday, so we'll be out there. We're gonna kind of promote, our ice fishing derby. Even though it's not till March 2nd, we're gonna promote our ice fishing derby, and our theme is gonna be ice fishing, so, we'll have our parade out there on Friday night. Like I said, just kind of included that as an informational thing. And then the other one is that, the next item is just, again, informational, is that, I've been, appointed as the North Dakota Recreation and Parks Association's representative on the North Dakota Forestry Advisory Council. I'll be honest, I no idea what I'm doing with that. They were looking for people, and they kind of, the Parks and Rec Association reached out to me and said I would be a good candidate, and I said, okay, I'll do it. So, from what I've looked, I've done a little research, and they meet typically online once a year. And then, so something that I did apply for, and I ended up getting, so that's me now, I guess.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. I am excited about it.
Do we get a Williams County first official forest through this event?
Ooh, we'll have to see what we could do. Maybe down in Trenton Bottoms or something.
Okay, master plan implementation update?
Just give you an update. We have another meeting tomorrow, with our group. We're now to the point we're gonna be meeting pretty consistently. We have, been working hard. Karen and Lindsay and I have been working hard on our contracts. We're down to one item left on one or two items left on our contract with our architect. I'm meeting with Karen later today to get those buttoned up, and we'll finish that one, and then we haven't gotten real deep into the construction manager contract yet, but we have their template, and Karen has been looking that over. So I am looking today for action to approve both of those contracts pending legal review. Yep.
Motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, is there a second?
I second it.
Okay, any discussion? Discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Brad,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Shanda,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. All right, parks update?
We're pretty close to done winterizing our end of season stuff. We have, we do spend a little time still making sure we go through the parks and picking up trash and making sure nothing is, out of line. We do know we still have to stay prepared for ice fishing and ready to go for that. We have removed a lot of our dumpsters. That's something we've done the last couple of years, and encourage people to pack it in and pack it out. We found that if we don't, our dumpsters get filled. A couple of our parks, the garbage service actually prefers to not run them. They have too many other people in that. Epping and Coda Ray, They have other places down there that all shut off their service, so we pulled those ones. Otherwise, I do have a couple seasonal staff on, but they won't last much longer. We'll get through Thanksgiving here. They have a couple things we're finishing up with, some equipment, trailers doing some work on them, getting them cleaned up, and said a few last minute items to button up, but I'll be cutting them free here in the next few weeks, and then it'll just be Carter and I until probably March or April.
So I was talking with a fellow on Saturday, the dumpster at McGregor.
Oh my gosh, I don't know why
It-
Sickle
it was-
Sanitation won't pick it up.
Yeah, it was just,
It's overflowing, and it's been like that for a month.
yeah, he said they'd actually swung in there and kind of picked some stuff up off
Yeah,
the ground, and it's stacked about as high
I
as
got,
it.
I called them last week, and then I got my bill this morning, and I called them again today and asked them why I should pay it. Because they're not picking up that one dumpster, and I don't understand why. They've picked up the one on the south side religiously, and they haven't picked up, so I do appreciate that. I will again pass that on, that I know they're not picking up, and I don't understand they don't like that dumpster, I guess. Yeah. No, I'm aware of it, and I'm frustrated by it, and I'll make sure it gets taken care of. Otherwise, I think we did okay.
One question.
Go ahead, Brad.
The December meeting is at 9 or at 8:30?
9.
9, okay.
Yep.
Any other questions? Comments? Okay. Next meeting, December 19th. I guess we will move to adjourn, 9:22.
Thanks, guys, and Shanda, thanks.